I'm trans. And it feels so good to finally say that out loud. As you can tell, it's gonna be a more vulnerable video, which I've never really made before. I know the coming out videos are kind of outdated, but I felt that I actually needed to put this out there. I never really thought I'd say the words I'm trans, because I've been so deeply in the closet my whole life. I've been openly non-binary for roughly the last 8 months, I'd say, but I've been questioning my gender pretty much my whole life, all the way back to when I was a 6-year-old. I remember laying in my bed at night wondering why I felt like a girl when I wasn't one, and I desperately thought I needed to change that. As someone who grew up in a very conservative, homophobic, sexist, transphobic, racist environment, I never really thought that being openly trans was an option. I didn't even think being openly gay was an option, but that's besides the point. I thought that there was no world in which I could be wearing what I'm wearing now. Like, I have blush, eyeliner, and lipstick, and the closest thing I have to address, because your girl is broke. But I have always felt feminine, and I've never really felt that the masculine side of me is natural. I've always wanted to dress femme. I've always wanted to dress like a girl because I am one, and I've never really felt the urge to put on mask clothes because I want to. Also, ever since I was a little kid, whenever I watch a TV show or a movie, I always identify more with the female characters and almost never with the male characters. And my entire life, I think all the role models I've ever had are women. I also had a very conventional straight guy childhood. Like, when I was in grade school back home in Puerto Rico, I would escape to video games because, quite frankly, I just didn't like my real life, and so video games were a form of escapism. All the friends I made back home were basically through video games. That was our common ground, and hence why I only fell deeper and deeper into the closet. I've always felt that the only way that society and people will accept me is if I act masculine. That's how my parents wanted me to act since I was very little. I remember at school I used to cry a lot, and it got to a point where I would get grounded if I cried. So I was always told that I needed to hide my emotions, because ever since I was 10, my mom has been saying, "You're a man," and that's just been drilled into my head so hard to a point where I actually kind of find it hard to cry now. Yay, toxic masculinity. But even when I got older, I still, I guess, in a way, code switch. Like, I acted more masculine to get guys. I would always wear a head bandana and overall an outfit that made me look like a Latino gangster who would murder you right on spot. And I'd get guys. I dressed in a way that they found attractive, which was conventionally masculine. What happened in all those instances, I never heard from any of those guys again. I've conformed to act masculine because in the back of my head, I always had this voice that said that that's the only way that people will accept me. And ironically, it's the way I acted, yet never let me lock down a man long term. I think that the reason I wasn't getting any guys was because I wasn't being masculine enough. Also, being openly femme in the queer community, especially among gay guys, is kind of looked down upon. I'm just gonna go out there and say it. There's a lot of toxicity even within the queer community, especially among, again, gay men. But I think society as a whole is the real issue. And this extends beyond dating. In college, even though I said I had friends, I didn't have that many, and I feel that the few that I had, most of them only accepted the masculine side of me. And another huge reason why I never thought I'd come out was because I thought that in a world where I was able to accept the fact that I'm not a guy, I'm a girl, I thought they would never support me and I wouldn't have any friends. And not only my college friends, my friends from back home, back in Puerto Rico, which is where I'm from, small town, rural Puerto Rico, I also thought that if I came out as trans, they never want to talk to me again. And I still think that. I still think that after I post this videos, a lot of people are gonna want to cut ties with me, which is scary, but I feel that the impact that me coming out can have on a lot of strangers, people that I don't know, you all, is so much greater than the risk of me losing people that I guess I shouldn't really have in my life, which is such a hard thing to say. But I just want to say that I'm not a guy, which I've been saying for like the last 8 months, though I guess I sort of soft launched the fact that I'm non-binary because I never actually made a non-binary coming out video, and I'm still am non-binary. Like, my pronouns still are they, she. I identify as non-binary trans, but I just felt that I needed to share this, I guess, in a more dramatic and spectacular way, which is why you're getting this video. I also feel that sharing this is important because as someone who's on the internet and is openly queer, and now like one of the few trans girls on the internet, I get a lot of hate comments. And I've been getting them even before I came out as non-binary. Like, for example, like I go on Omegle and people would just look at me and say, gay. And then they'd say how disgusting I am. And some people, like, I think I've been told like 3 times now on the internet in general to go kill myself. But I've always gotten a lot of hate online. I know that there's a lot of people out there that feel very lonely. A lot of closeted trans people who will maybe never get the chance to come out of the closet because of their circumstances. And I'm hoping that this video will maybe make some of those people feel less alone. I'm 23, I'm unemployed, I'm still living with my parents. We'll have to block my parents after I post this video because if my mom finds this, I am sure she's gonna bust through my door and tell me I need to get the fuck out of this house because she is not an ally. And like I said, I don't have a lot of friends. My best friend from college sort of ghosted me, and I sort of ghosted a lot of people that I met in college, and also, yes, my friends from back home because of mental health issues and just overall where I'm at right now with my life, trying to make this my career. Again, a lot of privilege that comes with being able to do that, but at the same time, it's not that much of a luxury to wake up every day to at least 2 or 3 people saying, bro is gay, disgusting, kill yourself. Not that those comments really bothered me at this point. Like, the sad reality is that once you're in it for a while, you just grow numb and you kind of don't care anymore that you're always getting called a fag. But again, I hope that if you are closeted, if you feel that you're alone, that hopefully watching this makes you feel less alone. And I want you to know that just because right now doesn't seem like it's your time doesn't mean that you're not going to have another opportunity in the future where maybe it could be your time, or maybe you could just be in a much better place. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to come out to everyone, but maybe you'll be in a much better place, or maybe you'll just be in a space where you'll feel safer. Also, if you are someone who has received hate for being or acting queer, just know that the people that attack you are probably not doing very well and are probably not very happy with themselves. Don't take the hate that personally. As for myself, I don't think I want to get surgery at all, at least not now, because 1, I'm in a place where I definitely cannot financially do that, and 2, I don't really feel that I want to get surgery. A lot of my gender dysphoria comes from my facial hair and just overall my hair, because I am a hairy bitch. I also feel a lot of gender dysphoria with my voice, even though in Spanish, which is my first language, I sound like a raging homosexual. In English, I very much sound like a boy. I wish that I didn't sound like this, which sounds so bad, but I'm sure that if you're in the same position, you can relate. I know estrogen can help with some of those things, but I feel that at least the hair I can hide for the most part. I may get on estrogen at some point, not right now, because again, I cannot financially do that. I'm also just focused on taking it one step at a time. I feel that in the last year, I've taken a massive leap in just putting on makeup like this and dressing like this. I remember exactly 1 year ago, I was wishing that someday I'd be able to dress and present the way that I'm dressing and presenting right now. And now I am, but there's still so many parts of myself that I wish I could change. I know that even though I'm making an I'm trans video, I will still get comments from illiterate dumbasses saying, hey, is bro gay? Which again, don't really matter. I feel that having this video out there, again, will help people. Or if not, it can just sit on the internet with just 4 views. And at the end of the day, just make me feel better, which is still valid. At the moment, we live in a world that's very hostile towards trans people. Over the last year, that's been so many attacks towards the trans community because a lot of people just want to erase us from existence, in some cases quite literally. That's why I also think it's important that you get your asses out and vote this year, specifically if you live in the US, because we have an election coming up. But I felt that I needed to get this out there because I know that there's so many people out there that feel that they can't be themselves, or God forbid they are trans or were trans and felt the need to detransition because they never felt that they were going to have a community that accepted them for who they are. But I hope that after watching this, you'll feel better. There are people out there that will accept you. I accept you. Here, come. Give me a kiss. Okay, no, that's weird. I hope that you're doing well, and I will see you in another video where I will probably be prank calling a bunch of stores or harassing homophobes, because I think that's my true purpose on this earth. But anyways, love you.